Justin, we had a bit of a giggle when our mutual friend Tom Tugendhat fell out of the race. Your phone was buzzing while you were talking to Darren McCaffrey, and you said, but no one had ever been more popular. However, a big fail on the part of the other two candidates because none had offered you an ice lolly.
Well, actually,
I'm sending this to you in an ice box.
I'd vote for you. That was actually it was when Kemi was knocked out, because I was supporting the Kemi campaign, and literally within about 10 seconds of her not getting enough votes, I had so many messages on my phone with offers to meet, and over the following 24 hours, as one of those 59 floating voters, I proved very popular. But not one of them, despite the very hot weather, thought to offer an ice cream.
Well, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I do apologise. I muddled up between Kemi, but we lost Kemi, we lost Tom, we lost Penny, and it's now down to the final two. Have either of them yet managed to persuade you that you? I mean, you've had your vote. You could tell us which of them you voted for the final two, but more importantly, whether you will wave a flag in your constituency in support of one or other of the candidates.
Well, I'm genuinely torn. Look, I was a supporter of the Prime Minister. I was there to the very end. And once we had a very crowded field to replace them, I chose Kemi. It's not somebody I knew personally, but I'd seen her firsthand in select committees at the dispatch box. And I thought she just had that extra bit of magic. She could engage across the political spectrum. She answered questions. She was straight talking. And you would know as a journalist, having people who will answer questions makes for better viewing. And I just thought it's very difficult to follow the current Prime Minister. He's a one-off. And I thought Kemi gave us that opportunity to renew as a party head of a fifth term. Now, Kemi went beyond all expectations. People didn't think she'd get nominated. They thought she'd be out in the first or the second round. She beat former chancellors, senior, well-established candidates. And we're, incredibly proud that she came forth, and she is definitely one for the future. Then I was chased by all three colleagues, good colleagues. All three would make a good Prime Minister. We're now down to the final two, but I was probably last to vote on Wednesday. My pen was over that ballot paper for 5 minutes. It was a really difficult decision. But I'm now just, same as any other member, there's about 200,000 of us have now got to make that decision the next 6 weeks. And I'm, going to have to think long and hard. They've both got strengths, but at the moment, they both need to do more.
I didn't interrupt for a moment there because I'm intrigued in that analysis of what was going on in your head and how you got to that point. And I respect the fact that you clearly haven't yet decided. And let's just underline that point. But I'm intrigued also to know whether you're picking that up as well amongst your constituents within your local party association. Because you said at the very top of it that you were a Boris Johnson supporter. You wished it hadn't happened. It has happened. And you've got the Christopher Hope reports in the Telegraph about a write-in campaign, thousands of people saying it should be Boris should have a chance, and him leaving the thought out there that he might be back. Hasta la vista, baby. Does the party in the country feel really angry about this?
I think it's very mixed. I've done a survey to local residents. I was at the football last night. People do come and tell me at pitch side exactly what they're thinking. I think there's a lot of frustration that the PM got himself into that position. And, I desperately wish he could have carried on. I voted for him in the vote of confidence, but he did lose the confidence of the majority of the party. I was in a minority, and I'm afraid that's where we are. We now have to move on. I very much hope that the PM can still be a major part of the party going forward. He is one of our best performers. He is our best performer, let's be frank. And I hope that come the next general election, he is still part of our team, trying to make sure we can engage across the political spectrum, because he's got that ability. And that was what I was referring to around the two finalists. They're both good, they're both experienced, they both held top roles in government and have done well. There's no doubting that. I think Rishi's more comfortable in the sort of hustings and the media performances. Liz is the longest standing cabinet member and has done well in every role that she's had. So both have something to offer, but they need to find an extra gear, because to win an unprecedented fifth term, we have got to be forward thinking, and they've got to find a way to unite the party, because one of the biggest challenges is now whoever wins, every MP will be hoping for that telephone call to be given a ministerial position. Less than a third will get a ministerial position, and even some of those who do won't necessarily get the one that they will want. So, and that combined with the immediate challenges around cost of living, inflation, difficult decisions will have to be taken. And that in part was why I was so keen to support the Prime Minister, who wasn't flawless, but we had a vote of confidence that should have given him 12 months. So how do you hold a party together that can quickly change its mind if things start to go in the wrong direction?
Final point, and I'm going to bring Joanne in to reflect on some of the genuine intriguing things that you've just been saying there. But I was thinking overnight, knowing that we were going to have this conversation again, because we've already spoken once before and we occasionally exchange messages and stuff. Don't take a word of this wrong, and let me finish it before commenting. You're essentially a working class lad made good. Your dad died when you were pretty young. You ended up in, by your own account, a pretty rubbishy comprehensive school, but nevertheless went on to a good university. It was the other Oxford, but it was a good university. So in a sense, it's a triumph. Do you, hand on heart, still think that today's Conservative Party speaks for you?
Yeah, I do. I genuinely do. And I'm from a mixed family. I've got a brother who votes Labour, a brother who votes SNP, a brother who doesn't really vote, and a sister who I think is a Tory Lib Dem waverer. So we're a very mixed family. And I was attracted to the Conservative Party because of social mobility. I went to Oxford Brookes, not Oxford University, but I was always a hard worker. I didn't study politics, but I made it to number 2 in the DWP, and I was deputy chairman of the party. And I do think, no one party has a monopoly on getting all things right, and we all have good times and bad times, and it goes around in cycles. But the Conservatives, at the very core, are around opportunity for all. If you work hard, you play by the rules, and the state, can provide good healthcare and a good education, then everybody and anyone can fulfil their potential, and we can all play a part in a constructive, positive society. So that's what attracted me to the Conservative Party, but I've never believed politics is black and white. And that's what I want to now see from both Rishi and Liz, is that extra level of engagement and enthusiasm to give tangible reasons for non-natural Conservative voters to vote for us. We got them in 2019. Labour got them all in 97. So you get your leader right, you get your campaigns right, you can earn that chance to win. I'm not interested in either of them saying the other one isn't good. They have to earn my vote, and they have to earn the votes of the other 200,000. It is wide open. Either of them could be Prime Minister, and I want one of them to shine, because if they do, they'll win and they can unite the party.